that was the hardest, craziest, like, death hike I've ever taken in my entire life. I'm not kidding. I look like crap. After this breakfast, we have to go to Yamada Denki and buy a replacement GoPro thing because the little mount is lost forever into the void. We have no idea where it went. Got sucked into a black hole or something. So we gotta go get another one of those, and I'm gonna try to find a backpack mount so that we don't even have to carry it with our hand, hopefully. Once again, Google Maps fails me. It constantly says businesses are open or that they're in a certain location where they're not. Yamada Denki was not open, so I got a half-hour wait. So we're just gonna start driving towards Tsukuba, and then we'll pick one up on the way, I guess. So I finally made it back to my home prefecture of Ibaraki. One thing I noticed on the way here is that the ETC and like even these roads here are a lot bumpier than in Okinawa. Okinawa ETC is kind of like perfectly smooth, but I was trying to film and it's like bouncing all over the place. So I don't know why that is, but the roads are not quite as good. Is it good? Bye. Cows have corona. Oh, okay, the rule is, you say konnichiwa, you bow to everyone on the trail. That's the rule. Tsukuba-san's rule. If you don't do that, you disrespect the Tsukuba-san kami-sama. And he will strike you with lightning. This dog, who is a literal servant of the devil, was pulling on my leash like this. And then somebody handed me the Sony, and then I'm getting pulled like this on the leash, and the Sony's like almost falling out of my hand. And then some lady walks up and goes, "Does your dog want treats?" and pulls out foods. And then somebody's, Sophie's going even more crazy. So in order to let her off, I set the camera in the flowers and then let Sophie loose, and then walked away and left the camera there. But luckily it was still in the flowers, and it's Japan. People don't steal things here, so we're fine. Thank goodness. Otherwise I would have had to buy a $1,200 camera. That would have sucked. I had to run almost to the bottom of the trail and back up. So I hiked twice. There's an old man here, and he made me drink from a spring. I told you that, right? And he said he hikes it every day. And he was like, I don't know, 70 or something. And he hikes this every day. Oh! Sophie just bit it. Only went that far from where you are to here, and I'm already dead. Gotcha. I got you, team already. Why banana? Why banana?
どこの国？
ドイツ？
初めて見ました。
こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。Ignore, let's go. They will be struck by lightning. Tsukuba-san no rule. I didn't make it. Miki and her family told me that first time I hiked it. It's crazy. Incredibly steep hill in front of me, and this is what's behind me. I don't know if you can see how steep that is, but it's insane. Sean, you would really love it in here. It's really beautiful. Crazy, crazy pretty. All right, back to climbing. When I got up to the top, I literally would walk 1 or 2 steps and then have to sit on a rock and was just wheezing air out. It was like, oh my, I can't even describe it in human words, in English words. I can't describe it in words. I thought it was because like some rocks had collapsed on the trail, which is true, and then they had sort of like made a side trail. But I was thinking it was the same trail I've hiked before, but it, you know, just sent us off on a different direction because of the rocks and stuff. But actually we were on a completely different trail. So usually I hike Nyotai, and I was going up the Nantai side, which also was interesting because I've hiked Mount Nantai before. I had no idea that it connects to Tsukuba. Nantai and Nyotai are Tsukuba-san, but you can also hike the backside of Nantai from Ibaraki prefecture from the other side of the mountain, which I've done, and I had no idea that that was actually part of Tsukuba-san. Point is, because of that, I was forced to hike the most difficult and longest trail that exists on the mountain from the bottom. So it took, I don't know, like 4 hours or more. I don't even know exactly. It took so freaking long that the GoPro ran out of 3 batteries. This thing's about ready to run out of batteries. By the time I was standing on the top, ready to go to the temple on the top, the last cable car was about to leave. So we ran all the way up there, desperately trying to get to the temple so that I could fly the drone off the top, which was the whole point, and did not have enough time to do that. So I just flew the drone super quick through some trees and got a decent shot, but I never did get the shot I wanted off the top. We had to sprint back to the cable car. And then there was some a-hole, straight up a-hole, who said that the dog, if it couldn't fit in the kennel, which by the way, they're the ones that provide the kennel, right? So their kennel's this tiny little kennel. And basically what he was saying was, oh, well, sorry, our kennel is the size of a molecule and can't fit actual dogs in it. You're gonna have to go hike back down like 3 hours if you can't fit your dog in this kennel. And I was like, well, can't you just make an exception and let us put this dog on the damn train? No. He's gonna send us away, even though he knows we hiked all the way up there and it's the last train, if we don't put the dog in the kennel. So we had to literally squish Sophie in there like she was a sardine, push her into this kennel. I'm sure it was terribly uncomfortable for her. We could barely shut the door, but got her on the train so that we could, or on the cable car so that we could finally get down there. It was just crazy. Basically, I'm gonna have to go back for a scuba part 2, and I think next time I'll just take the cable car right to the top, and then I'll get my shots of the temple and stuff. But anyway, I am toast. My body is destroyed. Even the dog is dead. Now I'm gonna go stuff my face full of some udon noodles to recover energy.